Hi, in this video we're going to be looking at EQ. There are several places where we can access EQ. If we select a track and then if we have a look at the inspector, which we do by pressing I, we can click in this area here which says EQ. Note that when you set up the inspector, it also gives you the output channel. So if you click EQ in there, you'll be affecting the output channel, and that might not be what you want to do. So if we really need to be clicking this one on there. The second place where we can access our EQ is on the mixer. So if we go to Windows and then we have a look at Open Mixer, and then we click on, we want to affect lead guitar, we just click into this section on there, which opens up the EQ browser. So that's just the two places where we can go. We'll stay with this one. What I'm going to do is solo this lead guitar, open the inspector, and then I shall, so which gives us something that sounds like this. Maybe turn that up a bit more. Okay, so now if I want to apply EQ to that, I double click on that, and this opens this equalizer sort of window here. Now we'll just explain a few of the things that are actually on offer. Here we have this button which enables us to actually sort of turn on and off the EQ. So we may want to actually hear what effect our EQ is actually having, and a good way of testing that is to do like an on and off test. Now there are various sort of defaults that we can sort of access by clicking onto this factory default button, and then we've got various drums, various sort of guitar things. So may I want to sort of took an acoustic guitar type EQ. They've got various sort of presets sort of built in there, and we have a way of sort of going back to a default. So going back to 0 to remove what we've just done, we might want to go and click recall default, which brings us back to nothing. So if I was to play the track through this, it's actually having no effect on the EQ at all, because we've got our no actual EQs actually implemented on there. So we can sort of actually individually add basic filters to our sound. And the way we can do that, we have these rows of buttons at the side here. So we can have this is a high pass filter, and then we've got some parametrics with various ones. So we've got these ones here, and then we've got a low pass filter at the end. So if we click on this high pass filter, that should, when I click on it, it should bring a dot up, and that means we can change here. So what we're doing here, if I play with the sound, we are removing the bass frequencies from that. So you might use this sort of filter if you are you might want to take off the bass completely from a signal. For example, with vocals, you may want to remove all the bass frequencies from that. So then we can sort of turn this on and off by clicking on this button there. Also at the end, we got a low pass filter, which we can sort of move around here. So if I press the sound, we'll see that we are actually removing all the high frequencies from there. And with this too, we also have a knee as well. We can give this a little peak in the sort of performance there. And again, if we want to remove that, we click on that, which takes out the individual filter. If we want to have a look at one of these in the middle, we've got multiple ones of these, which means we can have several different sort of parametric filters on there. So if we just click on this one, which gives us this button here, and we can control but various elements along that. And you'll notice as I move around, we are seeing with different sort of numbers here. So if I move around the 400 Hertz, this is showing me the center frequency of this parametric, so I'm putting that on to 500 Hertz, and then the amount of gain or attenuation depends upon what side of a line I go. So if I'm actually on the line, that's the equivalent to not having a filter before. But if I increase the gain of that, that means we're boosting these frequencies. And if we move below here, that means we are attenuating the frequencies. So if I play some audio, we hear that we have a boost at this frequency, and if I take it down, we're actually removing these frequencies in that range. So if I stop that, and so that's how we can select if we attenuate or boost. We can change the frequency by moving that left to right, and the last thing we can do is we can change the Q of the filter. So Q, or quality, is the sort of width that the filter actually works at. So here we've got quite a high Q, which is a very thin, it affects only a very small range of filters, and when we have a low Q, we affect a very large range of frequencies. So if I play the audio and change the Q, we can see that we can really just boost a very small range of frequencies. So that, in a nutshell, is the channel EQ.